What's up, YouTubers of the world? MegaGeekMixer here, ready to review to you guys some comics. Pretty cool, huh? Lots of comics this week. Well, that's only because last week I didn't get a chance to go to my local comic book store, so I just had to settle for them being bought yesterday with along with this week's comics. But either case, I got them all, so let's start reviewing them. Let's start off with Miles Morales Spider-Man issue 9, which was a very this book was very interesting because as we last know with the last issue, we learned that Spider-Man was captured by some guys with this blue thing, with this blue guy, and the other people called the assessors or something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head, but this week we're getting the family of Miles Morales. His father and his mother, Jeff and Rio, are gonna work together with Miles' uncle Aaron, who is Jeff's brother. And well, yeah, when it all starts off, oh yeah, the parents are panicking. They are like scared for their son. But here's the thing. So Jeff's brother Aaron is like got some bad history of criminal activities and stuff, so like they're not very trusting of him. But if there's one thing this family has in common, is that they love Miles, and they love him with all their hearts and souls. And that is what allows these guys all to work together to try and find Miles. Thanks in part to Aaron, who has a few connections due to some underworld criminal people he knows. Even Jeff's shield stuff wasn't allowing him to be able to find out where Miles is. But unfortunately, by doing this though, he decides he needs to get help. Help from one of his contactors, who ends up giving him a Prowler suit. Unfortunately, the payment is gonna have to be him working with her. In other words, sacrificing a chance at living a normal life. But here's the thing: Jeff's okay with it because he knows he's doing this to get Miles back. So they go through it, and then this is where they break into the facility where. Miles is. And let me just say, first off, I like this panel right here. They're going all throughout those stairs and just beating up people as they go along. Oh, that's awesome. Until they finally find Miles and rescue him. But not before taking on that blue guy and the Prowler. Check this out. The art right here was awesome. I just loved it. It's like those two just teleporting or moving around so crazily and stuff. But that's just because Prowler had technology where the guy couldn't see this blue guy couldn't see him, so the fact that he couldn't see him it made the fight tougher. But with the guy teleporting and stuff, that made it a little tough for him too. But the two brothers were able to work together. But in the end, though, what it is that they end up getting information on Miles, all that they needed, whoever these guys are, and they let them go. And since the mission was a success, you get this little touching moment between brothers, which is good. But one's gotta wonder, what will the consequences be going forward for him now having taken that Prowler suit and now having to take his payment? And what about those guys who say they got all they need on Miles? And if that's not enough, this is next week where the Ultimate Green Goblin will show up. Let me go back to that page. Yeah, it says that it's going to be oversized 25th anniversary issue. Mystery dating back to Miles' first appearance as Saul, return of the Ultimate Green Goblin, superstar. And then what's this bonus background story featuring Starling? I don't know what that means, but still, the Ultimate Green Goblin's gonna return. Uh-oh, this is not good. And then moving on over, next we have Titans Burning Rage. Now this is on the actual Teen Titans that are well known. Tim Drake, Starfire, Raven, and Beast Boy. They take on a guy named Disruptor, trying to stop him from stealing something at Star Labs from one of the Star Labs directors. And what turns out what they're trying to steal here is something called an amplifier. And while they do succeed in stopping him, unfortunately they don't succeed in having him take the amplifier away. But this is where we get something interesting. So Disruptor is working for Hive, and it turns out the second in command is the very director himself. And that right there, yeah, the director of Star Labs, who was the second in command of Hive. And well, what they do is prepare to trap the Titans, set up a trap, and and to do that, they call in the Fearsome Five. And at first, the Fearsome Five aren't sure if they can trust him or not, but they still end up deciding to help and setting a trap for the Titans, which they do. They cause an ambush, and well, that's where the chapter ends. But this still is a good book right here, because for those of you guys who are fans of the Teen Titans, for knowing their friendship and love and always having a good time and being friends and everything, acting like teenagers, then this book's for you. If you guys aren't into Adam Glass's book, which for the record I am. I like Adam Glass's book. Now I'm not saying I don't like this book. I love it too, but I also like a different direction they're doing with the Titans. Sure, the Titans are family, but they're just going with a different direction, Glasses. Then we move into the Flash. So in this one, we got Kid Flash and Avery taking on a few villains named Tar Pit and what was that other one here? Let me see if I can find that name here. Oh yeah, Gritter. Yeah, Gritter. Tar Pit and Gritter. Kind of funny how since the last time he met Tar Pit Kid Flash, he kind of helped him out and stuff. But now they're back. Now they're enemies. Pity. But in the end, though, Kid Flash and Avery get help from Barry, who helps them finds a way to defeat them by merging them together, bringing those two together. I know that sounded a little gay and stuff, but I couldn't help myself. Come on. I mean, metal and fire don't mix well with each other there. So hey, what can you do there, man? But in any case, Avery and Kid Flash still have issues with Barry because of him not telling the truth and stuff. And all I gotta say to you, Kid Flash, you're one to talk after what you did over in Teen Titans here, man. But whatever. But in any case, in the end though, he didn't really go there to try to apologize to him and everything. All he did was there to bring him to a new headquarters known as the Speed Lab. And yeah, I admit that looks pretty cool. But while all that's going on, the police are taking on Mick, who ends up getting rescued by Snart thanks to some new technology he was given to by Luthor. It is like incredibly awesome here. And he really does look like a badass right there, Snart. And if that's not crazy enough though, Snart ends up giving something to him. Ends up giving something to Mick. Let me go to that page. Where is that page? Yeah, a new heat gun, one of more extraordinary power and stuff, and it is just crazy. And then here it is. We got Barry telling Kid Flash and Avery about the Speed Forces being in trouble and stuff, because it turns out during the battle between Tar Pit and Avery, it turns out that they realized they were getting slower and stuff. Well, it turns out it's because all those forces that were awakened due to the Flash War, they're not supposed to be here, because them being here is causing the Speed Force to die. And if that's not crazy enough, when speedsters are getting close to death, that usually means the Black Flash comes and tries to take them away. But instead of taking the Flashes away, he wants to take away this guy named Steadfast, the new user of the Steel Force here. So, what could this mean going forward? Especially in the fact that this is the first part of the story known as Death of the Speed Force. So this is going to be crazy. Josh Williams, I don't know what you're planning, but I already like it. It's got me interested. Then we move on into Batman. Batman City of Bane Part 3. And it's pretty basic thing here. You pretty much have Damian Wayne taking on Gotham Girl. And well, Damian Wayne being the skilled fighter and smart kid that he is, after all, the apple don't fall far from the tree, he's able to trick Gotham Girl and able to beat her. And and then he goes on to stop what's that guy's name? Zaz or I can't remember his name. Zaz or someone, Scarecrow. Basically, that guy from Gotham and who was the hitman for what was that? What is it? Oh my head. But I hope you guys understand who I'm trying to say. Oh wait, Zaz. Now I remember Zaz. Yes. So, anyway, like I was saying, Damian Wayne ends up going in and not only takes care of Zaz and Scarecrow, but then eventually he runs into his grandfather, the Flashpoint Batman. And yeah, he knows all about him because he goes into the Justice League to steal on archives on what goes on out there. And well, while he ends up fighting his grandfather, and well, his grandfather just pretty much pounds at him when he realized that there's no talking to his grandson. And what it's funny how he says it. He says, "Stubborn, defiant, naive, you are your father's son." Oh my God, is that not funny? Unfortunately, though, once that happens and Damian Wayne gets captured, we get something that's not pleasant. Bane kills Alfred. And that is not good. That is not good at all. One's got to wonder how Bruce is going to feel after all this. Because the one thing in this issue we get here is that Bruce had finally awoken from his coma and was in the care of Catwoman. And after being woken up, he was going into, let me go to it, going back to Gotham, but Catwoman wants to go with them, but he's saying, no, this is a family matter. This is my thing. I'm not letting you go. But you know Catwoman, when she says she's going, she's going, nobody's stopping her. Now, I'm pretty sure we all know in the end, Alfred will be coming back because that's just messed up in how that story went right there. I know they said that if anyone of the Batman family comes, they'll kill Alfred, but still, to have him actually do it and stuff, that just didn't fit right. It was still pretty cool. I mean, Damian Wayne getting to finally meet his grandfather, the Flashpoint, Batman and stuff. It was about what I was expecting going forward and stuff, but still, this was okay, not terrible, just in the okay spot, in the that's alright spot. Then going into Ghost Spider issue 1. I gotta tell you guys, if Marvel keeps doing this with a Ghost Spider, I might just stop this because they keep doing that off and on and off. With the issue, made it all the way to issue 10, last one, then go into issue 1 and this one. Oh boy. And this is another good reason why. Why are they doing this Marvel 1000? You guys have no 1000 out there. Either way, though, in this book, what it is that Gwen Stacy, since her identity's been exposed in Earth 65, she decides she's going to go out there and be in Earth 616 for college because she wants to balance her life out. Superhero life in her world and 616 universe college. And well, she ends up getting help. And she ends up getting help from Peter and her getting into ESU, Empire State University, where Tony Stark established a scholarship for dimension travelers, alien travelers who want to live on Earth and go to college and stuff. Interesting take there. And while in the other world, you got Captain Stacy back on duty, but it turns out that if that's not crazy enough, Mayor J. Jonah Jameson wants his son back here, and yeah, he'll do anything to keep his son there. I mean, keep his son out of jail, even if it was all that wolf thing. He's saying it wasn't his fault. While all that's going on, Spider-Man and Peter Parker and Spider-Gwen are out there and taking care of business. This time they take on a giant rat. But during all this time, Spider-Man helps her learn about her suit, knowing that the spiders are the ones that created it. So they need to be eating, what's that called? Cellulose? I'm sorry, science words aren't my thing here, guys. It's nuts. But either way, she learns of that, and she learns that she needs to learn how to diet to balance herself out with her powers and stuff. But while she all set up in college and everything, and 616, she ends up bumping into somebody who's actually from her Earth, and that's Miles Warren, who wants to make something to help out this guy named the Jackal. almost like he wants to make multiple new spiders here, and something tells me this is going to have a problem with Gwen's suit down in the future. All I say is, Gwen, you better watch yourself here. You're in trouble. It's starting to look like that. And then finally we got Nightwing issue 63, where he's been working with the team of Nightwings, even though he still can't remember who he is. He gets along well with that Zach person, but everyone else still don't really seem to trust him that much. But while all that's going on, the Talon, William Cub, has been watching Grayson all this time. It's almost like he's preparing to try to get Grayson to remember something. Then William goes in and pretends to be a civilian and takes him in a taxi ride and stuff. And basically, they have a little chat about his stuff before he was Nightwing and everything. But while all this goes on, eventually, the city starts to break out into flames. That's all because there's been blackouts going on out there, and those Nightwings, along with Rick Grayson, had to been needing to settle down the city, since with stuff like that can cause people to go crazy and stuff and start stealing things for themselves and everything. Well, during all that time, Grayson's able to beat up some of them and reform some of them to realize you need to help the people, not help yourselves to stealing and everything. Well, while all that's going on, one of the Nightwings by the name of Zach ends up being attacked and nearly assassinated by this guy. He leaves them still alive though, so lucky them. But still, what a brutal sight here, because all these new Nightwings are firemen and cops. They have no idea what they're getting into, and if that's not crazy enough. So Rick Grayson, he has himself a girlfriend by the name of Bea, who does approve of what Grayson's doing, but that still doesn't mean she worries. Well, now she's got a lot to worry about, because William Cub has come for a visit. And well, guys, that's all my comics for this week. And hey, these are some pretty good comics. With this Nightwing one, I've been having mixed feelings about it. I mean, it's good that Grayson's still out there doing his action thing, but I really miss him in the Nightwing costume. But I really like what we're getting here in Year of the Villains with the Talon and stuff. And because, hey, them and this Grey Son of Gotham thing, I haven't forgotten it, and I'm really interested in seeing where it all goes. But that'll be it for today, guys, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, all you gotta do is click that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon to be notified when I make more videos, and until then, MegaGeekMixer signing out. Bye!